walking through the fire, shadows on your name. Every scar you carry tells you not to be ashamed. The journey isn't easy, but your soul is worth the fight. Every step you're taking pulls you closer to the light. How you gonna win when you ain't right within? When you haven't awakened, it's just the beginning. It takes a lot more than you think, so don't stop your healing. Don't stop your healing. People may not see it, the battles that you face, but breaking down the old walls makes a stronger place. You don't have to hurry, healing has its pace. Even in the silence, love will find its space. How you gonna win when you ain't right within? When you haven't awakened, it's just the beginning. It takes a lot more than you think, so don't stop your healing. Don't stop your healing. Keep going, keep growing, even when the pain is showing. Keep rising, keep fighting, your spirit's flame is never dying. How you gonna win when you ain't right within? When you haven't awakened, it's just the beginning. It takes a lot more than you think, so don't stop your healing. Just keep going, keep going. Breathe in, let it flow. You're stronger than you know. Every ending starts again. The healing never ends. Keep going, keep going. Keep going, keep growing. This is the life you're owning. Don't stop your healing, no, you're just beginning. So keep going.
The engine is still
What's for launch? GC? Go. Guidance? Go. Fido? Go. Prop? Go. GNC? Go. Max? Go. Eagle? Go. Ecom?
Go pending final steps to cabin link check.
2, 1.
Is there anyone here that would like to communicate with us? Can you give us a sign?
Welcome to the R.I.F.T Nation Network, the RNN, putting a slide in your glide and a dip in your hip. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe. With shows throughout the week, you can find us at Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and more. Everything you could want, everything you can need right here, right now. From the paranormal to the supernatural. From comedy to the spiritual. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
It's showtime, folks!
Podcast may contain material that some listeners may find sensitive, offensive, or disturbing. We strive to create respectful and informative content, but topics discussed may include mature themes such as violence, explicit language, or controversial subjects, triggering content including discussions related to mental health, trauma, or other sensitive issues, explicit language. Occasionally, our guests or hosts may use strong language. While we aim to handle these topics with care and empathy, we encourage listeners to exercise discretion. If you find any content distressing, consider skipping or seeking support. Remember that this podcast is not a substitute for professional advice. If you need assistance, please consult a qualified expert.
What's up, all you freaks out there? Hang on one second. There we go.
Back that up a tad. Back that
We
up.
are, a little too up close and personal with you guys there. So I apologize for scaring you like that.
It actually scared myself.
Oh my! Oh, there it is. Now the music, the ghost music.
Scaring us out. So there we go.
There's Potter Paranormal Project made it this time. Awesome. So I was telling Rhonda on Facebook that I have got way too much energy right now. And I don't know why.
What is the cause of said energy?
I don't know. I mean, as probably 5 o'clock, I just started getting a lot just super excited.
Wish that would happen to me at 5 o'clock.
I mean,
I'm just done.
Yeah, what's up?
What did you push?
Hang on. What?
Where did you put my breast tea?
Your breast tea is in over there where it is.
Thank you, Dad.
Sorry. He was looking for his breast tea. So,
there's nothing like some brisk tea.
Nothing like some breast tea. He's very used to drinking this stuff now because in a couple of weeks, he is going back to school and he will not be drinking.
That? A lot of people have already gone back.
Yeah, he goes back on the 24th.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Of August. So he
they
still has a
get a
couple
little more time than some kids.
About a week and a half left.
Yeah.
For summer vacation.
But
he certainly won't be drinking brisk tea at 9 o'clock at night when he's going to school. I mean,
Live
you
it
should
up
be in
while
bed
you
by now.
can, RJ. Live it up while you can.
Exactly. Enjoy your time while you can because it's coming to an
But
end.
that's what summer's all about, drinking brisk tea at 9 o'clock because you can.
I heard something spill.
Nothing. Okay, I'll clean it up.
I'll clean it up after. I'll clean it up.
Oh, thank you.
See? Just gotta. I don't even want to know what's over there.
On your energy too. So there you go.
Yes. Oh, see, Potter knows what's up. You have a ridiculous amount of energy, but that's because we're heading to Missouri. Oh,
nice.
Yeah, that would do it.
Nice. I mean, it does. It pumps you up.
Say hi to R.I.P. Paranormal for us. They're from Missouri.
Yep.
Missouri. You know why I am have all this energy? I realize why. Because it is Duran Appreciation Day.
Okay, I can get behind that.
And I definitely appreciate myself some Duran.
I can appreciate that.
What is your favorite Duran song?
Hungry Like the Wolf.
Yeah, that's a good
and
one.
Rio.
See, I like Rio. I like Union of the Snake is a good one.
Ooh, that is a good one. That is a good one.
And the other ones, Come Undone is a good one.
Yeah.
And what's the one? Ordinary World is another good Duran song. People in chat, let us know what your favorite Duran song is. Inquiring minds want to know. This is our group discussion here.
Favorite Duran song.
Hungry Like the Wolf. There we go, Kevin.
Yep. So while y'all are figuring out your favorite Duran song, I'm going to go say hello to everyone. Hello, Brandon Cooper. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, Brandon's
and
in the
Anna
house.
LaSala. I think I got that right. Sharon Metter, Potter Paranormal Project. That is a tongue twister. Z-Sun Dragon. Hello. That girl, welcome in. And Ed Odell himself.
The man, the myth, the legend. Congratulations, guys, for the 9th anniversary of the Orion Effect on Sunday night.
Alicia Getz. Hello.
Roger Works. Hi, V. What is up, Vet Girl, Kevin, Alicia, everybody?
Thank
Welcome.
you for taking your time to join us.
We really appreciate you guys very much. It is also National Lazy Day. So
I can get behind that.
Yes. It's one of those holidays I wish I knew before the show.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
I could have really celebrated that day. But we are a podcast or a show that we like to educate people. We like to drop some knowledge on our freaks. So I was thinking, and that could be dangerous, but I was thinking, what is the origin of the word ghost? Because I don't know it.
Oh.
I don't know it. I don't know if you guys know it either. So I went over to my friend, Mr. Chat GPT.
Okay.
And asked him or her, because my Chat GPT has an English accent and is a female. So I asked her, what is the origins of the word ghost?
Okay.
This is a little bit of a dissertation here, so just bear with me. All right. It comes from the Old English word geist, which means it's G-A-S-T, which means spirit, soul, or breath. The Old English geist comes from an even older Proto-Germanic word reconstructed as geistos, meaning spirit or supernatural being. The ancient ghost was not originally there. During the development of printing in England, printers influenced by spellings used in continental Europe helped introduce the GH spelling, giving us ghost.
Okay.
So
there we have it. Gas and ghost.
History. So
hey, Michelle Wolfong. And let's see, we got some other favorite Duran songs.
The Reflex, Girls on Film.
Chauffeur, and oh yeah, we've got the Reflex and Girls on. I forgot about Girls on Film.
Girls on Film. 2 minutes later.
Pretty
Calling
awesome.
Planet Earth is a good one.
Yeah.
See, realize this. We like to educate our.
We like to talk paranormal, spiritual, books, all the things, but education is key.
We are a giving show. We hand out knowledge like it's candy, guys. Free candy at Halloween.
You're welcome.
We just don't even have to say trick or treat to us. We just give it to you. Throw it at you.
Yep.
And I'm going to tell you guys this now because anybody leaves like during the show, which I don't know why you would, but just in case you do, next week we're handing out more stuff. We have Susan Nadeau joining us.
Yay, numerology.
To give out free numerology readings for you guys. So
I love that.
In your calendar, it's going to be freaking awesome. And then of course the Sunday before, we have a music show.
Yep.
And
all right, I'm calling it now because Howie's in the chat because I don't want to pick something. I just don't want to pick something. I just want to be easy this time.
Yeah, I like that.
So we're going to go with favorite 80s song, but you got to do multiple genres. So you can't do all like hair bands. You can't do all hip hop. You can't do all whatever, So 5 songs, each of us, the 80s, but they have to be each different genres.
That is going to be awesome, guys.
It's
easy. Well, it's so easy, but it's so easy and it's hard because it's like, oh my God, I have so many choices, like a wealth of choices.
But you got to narrow it down a little bit, but at least it should not take a lot.
No, it shouldn't take too much brain power.
You're not making you like it's only like country, 80s country or like pick your top. Just make sure they are all like Hair Nation kind of things. Make sure it's all not hip hop. Make sure it's all not pop. Spread it out a little bit.
We're going to have a nice variety for you guys this Sunday night on the Freakin Awesome playlist, streaming live on YouTube exclusively.
And thanks to Ryan for helping pick my list by throwing Duran Duran.
Well, there we go. We'll thank
the
creators of the Duran Duran Appreciation Day.
Yep.
And then let's throw it out there. I think on Thursday we're talking to Iowa Paranormal Spirit Seekers.
Nice. Like I don't know that we've had anybody from Iowa before.
I know. We're going to talk about like the corn dough stuff.
That's cool.
Talk about Middle America, the breadbasket of America. On Thursday. But first, before we bring in our lovely guest who was recommended to me by Austin from Forgotten Explorations,
who we happen to think is dope as well.
They are awesome. They are dope. To quote Powder Paranormal Project here, he's dope.
But yeah, Austin is a great friend of the show, and he was actually a co-host here for a while.
Yes,
way back yonder. Yep.
Of the show. What's up, Third Eye Becca here on TikTok? I gotta look at my phone too every once in a while to see who's on TikTok. Third Eye Becca is in the house. Paranormal Girls and Tim are a fun group.
Nice.
Paranormal Girls and Tim. I'm guessing Tim is part of the Paranormal Girls. It's not just Tim, the investigator.
Yeah, like was it Paranormal Girls and then Tim joined? So it's now Paranormal
Tim.
Girls and Tim. I have questions.
There's Tim. Here, Paranormal Girls and Tim. It reminds me of Limu Emu and Doug.
Yes.
That's right. Paranormal Girls and Tim.
That might have been the play on how it happened, though.
Those are spelled the girls with a U and a Z. That's how you know someone's cool. When they put a Z at the end of their name. That's exactly what happened. Yes. Platinum Blonde. Crying came to mind. Rat out of the Cellar album.
Okay.
Well, he's going deep dives into Duran Duran. Oh, where's that for the Sunday show?
For the Sunday show.
Okay. I was like, are those Duran Duran albums?
No. All right, let's see how we're supposed to live our life. Y'all ready?
Yes, please. Thank you. I got to know.
Oh, one just fell right on out, so we're going to go with it. Dust Bowl. Darkness, Blackout, Oblivion. And you guys know I'm not going to leave it with that. Dust Bowl, Blackout, Oblivion. Darkness. All right, let's figure out what this means. Let's see what comes out with that, because that we're just not leaving it with that.
That sounds really, really happy. Dust Bowl, Black Hole, Oblivion.
Yeah, we're not going to do that. There's a message there, and that's not it.
That's right.
I bet so.
Let's start the show being
I'm not telling you to live your life like that.
No. Let's try again. Come on, universe. Try again.
What in the hell? Okay, hold on. We're going with 3 on this one because. Okay, so we got the Dust Bowl, Darkness, Oblivion, Blackout. Then I got Evil Eye, Protection and Jealousy, which isn't much better. So the next one is Solidarity and Strength. So I believe what these cards are calling for is reach out to a friend. Like, I'm not even going to say because you're in a dark place or things are going on, or, you know, you feel like I think the best way we can protect each other as friends is to just check in with people. Like, like they always say, you never know what somebody's going through. So just pick, all right, I'm going to challenge everybody this week. Pick 5 people, even if they're your friends and you talk to them on the daily, and just send them a message and say, how are you really doing? How are you doing? Because that question alone might be exactly what they needed to hear. So I'm challenging everybody in chat, 5 people, reach out and say, how are you doing? How are you really doing? Don't tell me just good, but tell me how are you really doing, and see where that lands you.
You know, I think that is great advice, especially this time of year, because when you get to August, I think things start to slow down because everyone's excited about, you know, summer in June and July. But when you get to like August time, things are kind of like going somewhat back to normal. And maybe people who were distracted by things during the early part of the summer may not have that distractions, and, you know.
Yeah. So just reach out. And hello, FPRI in the house, my home team. And Kyle Corcoran. Thank you for welcome in.
Of course, we have our bestie, Rosetta.
Rosetta!
In the house.
Good to see you.
I gotta thank her for joining us on Thursday last week. We had a fun conversation with Jeannie Payette about what happens after we pass away, and it was a good tribute to our friend Jerry Reyes last week. So go back and check that out on TikTok. But now we are about
to our real guest for today.
Yes, the woman, the myth, the legend. Yes, we have got Tabbie from Til Death Investigations. Here we go. Welcome.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm wonderful. Same level of energy as you guys. Just perked right up at like 7.
Yeah, man, I was ready to go. Like, I'm like, okay, I gotta wait. I think, and then you start thinking about it. I'm like, oh my God, I wait till 9 o'clock to do this thing. So I was like, oh my God, I'm ready to freaking go now. Woo!
Yep. And I have a theory on the reading.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. By the way, Kyle in the chat is one of my teammates.
Hi,
Kyle. So theory, the darkness, the protection, the reaching out to friends. I'm very big on networking in the paranormal community.
Absolutely.
Friends. So reaching out to other teams just to say hi, just to ask their theories, just to ask their crazy stories, because that's like the best part of having paranormal friends is like, so what's your craziest story? You know? But yeah, so the darkness, I talk so much in all of my Ghost Hunting 101 everything about not all spirit and ghost encounters are dark. And when you do think you encounter darkness, Austin, hi. When you do encounter something dark, or you think you might, protection. I preach a lot of protection. I preach a lot of, I do the white bubble of protection, you know, the envisioning, the visualization, the manifestation of being safe. I am divinely protected. My spirit is safe. My spirit is warm. Things like that, because words are powerful.
Absolutely.
Alicia, hi. John, hi.
You know, I think since a lot of teams or a lot of people, sometimes they forget to reach out to other teams. They think it's just like an individual thing, like we're separated. So, you know, they don't think about maybe reaching out to and just say, hey, how you doing? You know, I'm so and so. And it becomes so rigid.
It does.
That we kind of separate ourselves when, you know, we could be making really good friends with you know, people from around the country. That's another great thing about this show is the fact that we can reach out to you know, you and make friends with the people in the chat. And it's really good to start, you know, a conversation because I think there are teams and people who forget about that and they look at it as a competition when it's really not. You know, we're all in this together, to quote the great High School Musical. All in this together. But yeah, I mean, I think that's a great advice to, again, just even if you, like Rhonda said, reach out to your friends or, you know, reach out to it, like you said, reach out to a team, say, hey, how you doing? Check out this piece of evidence and, you know, see where it goes. So
you never know who's gonna know who, you know, who's gonna have an opportunity for you, who's gonna want to collab with you. Like prime example of networking gone right in the paranormal community. I would not have met you guys and had this opportunity if it was not for Austin from Forgotten Explorations, who Kyle and I met on accident because we wanted to tour the cabin on 360 because we were in the area. And he was like, yeah, sure, come on out. Just by the way, there's a team called Forgotten Explorations here, but who knows, they might want to collab with you. And yeah, we came out and toured and, you know, instant best friends, all of us, and then just stayed there till 3 or 4 a.m.
Right,
you know,
right.
To make it an even smaller world, my family owns the property.
Really?
The cabin on 360. Well, yeah, my family owns the property. Dennis is renting it from my family, from my dad, actually.
I love that. I love Dennis to pieces. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he is so cool.
Yeah,
and what he's doing out there is
amazing.
Absolutely amazing. We're so lucky that he is, you know, wanting to save the location. Because I'd love to do it, but I don't have the money to try and save it. And, you know, it's just, I'm so happy that he is making the effort to try and save the location because it's such a active location. Did you have any activity? How was your night when you went out there?
How was your night out there?
Yeah, you know, it was interesting for sure, especially being sensitive, I call it, being very energy sensitive. Picked up on a lot of watchers. Of course, there's watchers everywhere you go when you first go. Like the first 1 or 2 times you go to any location, you get a lot of spirits that are like, why are you here? What are your intentions? Which is why I've developed my thing of walking into really anywhere and being like, hi, spirit friends, and just being happy to be there because I radiate good intentions to let the spirits know I'm not there to mess with them in any kind of way or disrespect them. But yeah, I think the biggest thing I picked up on the last time we were there, when we were really just there to chat with Dennis, which is me and Kyle and Dennis, was a child on the stairs. And I think I said he was wearing like a blue or a yellow shirt, and Dennis was like, yep, he's well known. His name is so and so. I wish I could remember. But yeah, he was like, yep, he wears blue and yellow shirts. He hangs out on the stairs because the stairs was behind us, and I kept, you know, we were just chatting, and I was like every other minute. And he was like, what do you see? And I was like, well, this kid. But I think the coolest part was when we were downstairs in that second house. Actually upstairs too. Oh my gosh, I definitely picked up on. I got some nausea in the closet of the room of the little girl. She's got an interesting story. Everybody in the chat, go to the website to read a bit about the history of the place and book it. Do it. But yeah, in the basement, everybody set up a portal, essentially, like created a portal. And I was under Estes for most of it. So it was one of those things where I came out of Estes and was like, what are you doing? What is going on? Oh my gosh. Because it was successful. Apparently there was noises and there was REM pod activity, of course. And there was a lot of feeling going on, a lot of energetic feeling.
That's crazy.
That's live streams too.
Wow. That was, I mean, there's so much stuff that is, going on over there, but I don't really want to get into the cabin too much because we talk about the cabin a lot, and I want this to be more about you, because I just keep going about the cabin for another hour. I'm trying to stop myself from doing that. But what made you realize that spirits are real?
Gosh, I was pretty young. I think I was 13 or 14 when I first started picking up on things. And of course, at the time, I just had no idea what was happening. I had a thought, of like, like I was in and out of church my whole upbringing. So of course, you're taught about this Holy Spirit. So of course, there's spirits. Spirits exist on earth. But the very first thing I started to experience was driving past cemeteries. I would get a headache. And it was very specific. I call them marble-sized headaches across my forehead. It's always one or two in just really, really random areas. And now I know very well it's one of my physical paranormal tells of a spirit being nearby. But I don't think it happened again, any kind of experience, until I was around 17. I lived in Pennsville, New Jersey. I was just talking to Anna in the chat earlier about the experiences we had growing up in southern New Jersey, where I would hear very faint music, or I would hear a very specific voice in my head of somebody I knew calling my name. And I was kind of like, huh. So like, that's when I really got into it. And I mean, I've always been spiritual too. I picked up my first crystal when I was like 6, and knew in that moment, like I was very connected to the earth, very connected to stones and rocks in particular. And, read all about the vibrations that they give off and everything, and started to get into crystals more. But yeah, I was around 17 when I started experiencing more. And then also when I was 17, saw my first apparition. And it was in that moment that I was like, yep, I just saw somebody. I just saw spirit. And I didn't get to experience too much after that because I kind of was freaked out by it. First apparition, of course, just standing there and you literally blink and it's gone. So it was very stereotypical in that sense. But it wasn't until a few years ago that I was invited to go to Gettysburg. And I was like, cool, yeah, I've never gone there before. And I mean, like we were driving, I was looking down, I was on my phone, and I just looked up all of a sudden and was like, where are we? Because I felt like a wall just of energy, just all of a sudden thick. And he was like, oh yeah, we just entered the battlefield. And I was like, no way. And just like excited after that, because I just immediately felt it, the heaviness of the land. And we went to the orphanage, the National Homestead Orphanage, which was built in 1866 because of the sheer amount of orphans the battle left the city, which has a crazy history of its own, the orphanage, oh my gosh. But it was that night that I not only caught my first apparition on camera, which is to date my biggest post on TikTok. It's pinned, very clearly a soldier. It was gray. You could see the outline of the person in the hat. But I don't know, 20 minutes after that, we entered the orphanage, went downstairs in the basement, and I vividly felt the very stereotypical, the little teeny hair tugs, the t-shirt tugs. And then I tried to like walk forward to the side or something for a second, and my leg felt heavy. And I, in that moment, was like, there's a child sitting on my foot hugging my leg because they know I'm a mom. And I was like, oh my gosh, no way. And I think it was the next night we went to the Farnsworth, and same thing. So the pink was blonde at the time. And I remember telling the guide, I felt like my bangs were being pet. And she just lit up and was like, there's a very well-known little boy spirit here named Jeremy, and his mother was blonde. Aww. And I was like, no way. Oh my gosh. So like my first few real experiences were children spirits. And I was like,
makes sense as a mom.
Away. Yeah, blown away. Mm-hmm.
So when you said you had this feeling when you got to Gettysburg, had you had that feeling before but didn't know what it was?
Yeah, plenty of times. There were a lot of friends' houses I would walk into and kind of feel, everybody and their mom says it, but not alone. Like it would be me and one or two other friends, but I would be like, I call them pings anymore. I get ping in the kitchen, ping in this hallway where there's other people. You just can't see them. And yeah, I just had no idea at the time. I was just kind of like, huh, cool, and just shook it off because I didn't know what it was and wasn't really in touch with that side of me.
How would you describe that feeling?
It's hard to explain. It's almost a little bit like a head rush I get sometimes, where I just all of a sudden know that, again, just being not alone, really. There's a head rush, there's the little marble-sized headaches. I would get these reoccurring feelings, of the same exact kind of feeling I would get whenever I experience something like that. So for me, it was personal, but I've since talked to numerous people that have their own physical tells too, and that really helped shape my understanding too. Which again is why you network. You'd be surprised what you can learn by talking to other teams and other investigators, other sensitives.
Yes.
The reason I asked is because I'm sure a lot of people, they go through the same thing that you did, where they have the same feeling, but they don't know what it is, or they don't recognize what it is. So I was thinking, well, maybe if you describe what it is, because I get the same feeling when I go to like an old house or something, or even an antique store or a thrift store with all this energy that is connected to the items that are there.
100%. I tell people too that when you, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I tell people too that when you experience something like that, where you have a specific kind of feeling, where you think like, oh, there's that specific feeling. I tell people, if you feel a specific emotion or think of a certain person or face or place or happening, focus on it, because it's probably linked to what you're feeling, or it's linked to something that one of these spirits is trying to tell you. I get a lot of that with my guests at the house I run ghost hunts at. A lot of people are like, hey, I'm here because I've experienced things my whole life, but never gone ghost hunting before, never really tuned into it. So I get a lot of that.
So you say you run a house?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
Ryan, you're muted all of a sudden.
Yeah, my audio messed up.
No, I have a mute button on my microphone. I hit by accident. I always do it. Rhonda's used to it.
Yeah, but I wasn't sure. I didn't see your hand hit anything. So
yeah.
How did
my microphone's down here.
Okay.
But yeah, so what is the you say you actually do investigations at a particular location? What is it?
I do. So I work for Ghost City Tours in Gettysburg. So when I say I run it, I'm one of the guides there.
Cool.
So I am a ghost hunt guide officially through Ghost City Tours. People can rent, book tickets through Ghost City Tours, and of course just ask me if I'm working that night or not, if they want me specifically. But we have other guides. Alicia, who was in the chat earlier, is one of them. But yeah, it's a 3-hour thing where you come, I teach you about the history of the house, the relevance to the battle, the stories of the resident spirits there, my experiences with them, because I have one that I call my spirit bestie. And then I just go over all of the equipment and just guide them. And I'm telling you, like 95% of my guests never gone ghost hunting before. Especially if I get a whole group that says they've never gone ghost hunting before, I'm like, yes, I can teach them everything.
Yes.
Everything they need to know.
It's so fun when you get the newbies. But what's hard too is, like, I will say, we've had groups like of newbies, and they're just, and you try to raise their vibration up, but they're so stoic.
Yep.
And I don't know if they're just in shock that they're there, so they're just watching everything. But some of them, usually you can draw them out after a little bit. But man, when you can, it's hard.
Hard. Oh my gosh. Yep. I get a lot of skeptics. And I get almost cocky with it, if somebody's like, yeah, I'm excited to be here. He's not. And I'm like, oh yeah? Come here.
It's always fun when you have a skeptic or someone who's never had experience, when we get a piece of evidence and their eyes light up and they're like, oh, I didn't say that. Nobody said help me or whatever you catch. It's like turning a skeptic into a believer is always a good time, because even if you watch the shows and you're really into it, you don't really have 100% belief in anything until it happens to you.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, but
Exactly.
once it happens to you, you know, it can't be undone. I mean,
Exactly.
you know.
So, what is
Yeah.
one of the things you like to? Is there anything specifically you like to do or try in the investigation or the tour to try to change the skeptic's mind? Is there something that always seems to make them have that light bulb moment that, hey, this might be something?
Yeah, yes. It depends on the location. Because I do investigate other places too, and I'm gonna start offering like the public investigation events. I have a location in Baltimore I'll be visiting in a few days to figure out some dates. But anyway, so the specific house I work at, I know the activity well that normally happens there because of course there's a weird day every now and then where I'm like, oh, there's different spirits here. I don't know. But my favorite is footsteps and floorboard creaks. The weirdest, coolest experience I've ever had there was sweeping noises. For a very specific reason, but I love the footsteps because it doesn't happen often. But when it does, it's a solid few minutes of, I will call out, hello, spirit friends, or I'll address the spirit by name, and get some footsteps. Like my last tour I did 2 nights ago with a skeptic in the group. And of course, his wife was like, huh, you heard it. But it really was every single time I called out. Right above us was very clear, like 7 or 8 footsteps in a row. And you could hear full-blown boots or like heavy shoes of some sort, because of course it's on a battleground. But it was very clear. I also love to do Estes method. Like if I can get the believer partner to put the headphones on, and I kind of coach the skeptic through asking specific questions, or I ask questions and be like, watch this, like this is how you do it. Tell them to talk quietly, first of all, because people will scream questions. And I'm like, no. Like I always tell people to press down on the headphones, because I'm like, they're screaming questions. But yeah, love the Estes method too, because when people really can understand what's coming through, because it's hard, it's very faint sometimes, the voices. When people can understand what's coming through and they get that moment of, oh my gosh, I'm getting clear responses, intelligent responses, you watch their minds be blown. It's awesome.
What's the craziest EVP you've ever captured?
Craziest is a good question. The first one that comes to mind, I'll bring up, excuse me, is the Haunted Object Museum in Gettysburg. I spent a lot of time there. I love Gettysburg to pieces. It's only an hour from me. I'm in Maryland. But I had done a very quick EVP session in there after I had some physical experiences that were interesting. I got a burn on my back. I have a picture, a little circle. But yeah, I had it on once and I didn't say anything. But I got a very clear, like a distant yell that was very faint that said, "Hey, Tabbie," which is funny because I caught "Hey, Tabbie" on the novelist the other day and posted it. But that was interesting
I
because
saw that.
it sounded so far. You what? I'm sorry.
I saw that. Didn't you
saw
post
that?
it?
Yeah.
Yep. That was really clear.
That was
It
weird.
was like, "Hey,
Yeah.
Tabbie." That was.
Yep. There was
That was awesome.
backstory too, which is why I was explaining it on live, because I was explaining to people how I had walked into the house and I took a video of, hey guys, bags are still on me. I'm holding my keys. The obelisk is plugged in, but on. And I was the last person in the house the night prior. And I'm recorded like a whole 5 minutes of me sitting there, just jaw on the floor listening. So I was explaining that happening on the live. And I said, that's crazy at the beginning of the video, because I was like, I've had it on for 2-3 minutes and got nothing come through. And right after I said that's crazy and kind of backed up to show everybody where I was sitting, "Hey, Tabbie." And then you could see me stand up like,
That was a really, really good catch.
Thank you.
And it's good. It's always fun when they call it your name and they don't say "fuck you" afterwards, which
Yeah.
really happens to us as a cabin.
Yep, my spirit bestie's mouthy like that. Yep.
So, all right, let's have a hypothetical situation.
Yeah.
You're going on an investigation
Mm-hmm.
to what's the name of your house that you doing?
It's called the
Gettysburg
Ridge
house again?
Oh, I've been there. I love Knoxon Ridge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
love
you're
it.
going to the Knoxon Ridge house, and you can only take 3 pieces of equipment. What would you bring?
That's a good question. So I do tell people a REM pod, a traditional red circle REM pod, is my favorite physical piece of ghost hunting equipment. Maybe, actually, no, I was going to say voice recorder, but I tell people to use their phone for that. It's the same reason I tell people take videos, because you never know what you can catch. An SB7 Pro spirit box, because I love it to pieces. Honestly, a good old K2 EMF reader. I would keep it simple. Yeah.
How about you, Rhonda?
I definitely would make sure you have the equipment to do the SD session there, because I had an amazing SD section there. I would also say for sure, I'm very much in agreement about the K2s. I'm trying to think of what else we had that was kind of, I mean, I'm trying to think. You know what? I would actually say there. And I'm not even a big fan of these, but I would say dowsing rods, because we had some good dowsing rod sessions that went along with our SD session. So both.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you passed away and you could choose where you wanted to haunt, not a particular place, but any type of like cemetery, asylum, battlefield, whatever, what location would you choose to haunt? Like type of location?
So I have a place in mind. I joke with a lot of my my people about this, because we all say we would want to haunt there. Is the haunted attraction I work at, that I also post a lot about because of how insanely weirdly active it is. It's Laurel's House of Horror in Laurel, Maryland.
Okay.
Nice. There's crazy activity there. It's an abandoned movie theater from the 60s. And before that, it was built over top of a moved cemetery, and has a lot of activity from spirits, people that died from the Laurel Sanitarium that used to be down the block from it. And that place has non-human, see, Kyle in the chat. It has a non-human entity, which is why I investigated there in the first place the first time, because I was called out to, hey, we get investigators come out a lot. You should check out the place. And I remember laughing too, because I was like, it's just a haunted attraction. And she was like, nah, no, it's haunted. And yeah, I asked her that very first investigation, which I do on house call investigations, like, is there anything specific you're trying to get me to figure out here? And she was like, honestly, why? It's so active. And mentioned the potential non-human entity and was like, is it more than one? Is there one that just shapeshifts almost and takes different forms? Or, where it came from, why it's here, things like that. And that first night, didn't necessarily figure out why, but every single entity there showed itself to me. And I did not believe in mimics until that first investigation. I walked out of that investigation full blown like, yep, they exist.
But what did that? What did you hear? Did you hear yourself or like a teammate, or what did you hear?
Heard voices of people that work there, primarily the essentially the manager, like assistant manager of the place, Mandy. And we heard numerous just voices in general. And there was a specific voice that I now know as the mimic's true voice. That's funny. That I've heard on occasion too. When everybody calls out to the mimic and tries to get the mimic to show itself, it's got a true voice, and it's very stereotypically creepy. But yeah, I mean, that first investigation, there was talking, singing, whistling, humming, yelling, howling. I mean, every noise you could think of. Yeah. We got the traditional like moaning and groaning too. But it was insane. Yeah.
So was it like a play theater or was it like a movie theater?
It was a movie theater. So it had 3 different theaters, which one of them we call Midway, which is where the merch is and the escape rooms. And then the second one is the maze that you walk through. It's massive. And then the third one is just called the theater because it's set up to be like a Phantom of the Opera style theater. There's a big stage. The first time I ever scare acted was on that stage. And that the whole place is crazy, but the theater specifically, every time we investigate in there, I sit on the stage because you can look up and see the windows of the projector rooms. There's a door next to the stage where you hear things or see things. I've gotten, footsteps almost as if somebody stepped on the edge of the stage and walked towards me. And then, of course, I look and I'm like, oh, cool, there's nobody there. But the whole place is insane. Like to the point where I've posted about this months ago where there's a portal there and there's a well-known portal room. It's called the cabinet room. The portal itself is a radio cabinet from the 60s. And the most activity happens in there. And there's this entity called the boy. And sometimes when you mention him, people that have been there, even at your house, you will get experiences there. And I was editing a video one time a few months ago of activity we got in the cabinet room that I since posted again a while ago. But in that moment, I didn't realize until my 3-year-old walked up to me and said the TV turned off. And I was like, well, that's weird. Like usually if it's a Wi-Fi glitch, it'll just pause or something. And like I've gotten tons of electrical interferences before because, I have dolls, I have attachments, I go a lot of places. But that in that specific moment, the light above me, which has never flickered before, flickered. And when I first posted the video, some people couldn't hear it. They said my voice sounded weird and screen recorded it and sent it to me. And then the next time they watched it, it was fine. And I was like, that's interesting. But there's a specific sensation you feel below your knees too, like a very specific kind of tingling that you get. And I felt that in that moment. And then the night after, where I had a tour at Knoxland Ridge, I felt that as I was standing next to the table, which is significant because the boy himself in the cabinet room hangs out under the table that's in there. And I didn't say it out loud to my guests because I didn't want to freak them out. But I had 2 guests that were kind of testing their sensitivities that night. That's why they wanted to go. But one of them was like, oh, there's a boy. And then the other one looked and went like this and was like, why did he go under the table? And I mean, it was 10 seconds before he said that I got the tingles. And I was like, like didn't say a word, but I was like, wow. Oh, wow. Talk about a strong entity. So
yeah, and you see experiences. And you see the little boy at the cabin as well. So
yeah, at the cabin. Yeah.
Do you think child spirits are attracted to you because you are a mother and you do give off that I guess motherly vibe?
I do. Yeah. I know that the boy specifically at Laurel's House of Horror is not a boy. We think it's the non-human entity that just appears as a boy. But we know too that he does kind of single out sensitives and parents. And that's how he tries to draw you in, is by, help me, I'm lost, help me, mommy, like things like that. Because of course mothers are going to be like, oh, there's a child spirit, he's asking me for help. Where is he? I want to help him. And everybody who has experienced there was like, no, don't respond to it. Don't.
What do you think his end game is?
Oh man, it's a good question. I've seen a lot of people, including myself, that get taken over, influenced. I like to say, I don't believe in the word possession. There are a lot of strong words, I call them, in the paranormal world. Possession is absolutely one of them, but I've seen people get influenced to the point of the all of a sudden blind rage, the all of a sudden sobbing, the all of a sudden starting arguments out of nowhere. And I experienced that on the first investigation I ever had there too, where the next morning, we slept for 3 hours. But yeah, woke up and just all of a sudden irritable as all hell. Mm-hmm. And then when I came out of that, I was sobbing. And then when I came out of that, I was irritable as hell. And that lasted for hours. And it wasn't until the person I was with kind of got a little scared and started playing gospel music. And I got nauseous and threw up. It was in that moment that I was like, oh my God, no way. Oh my God, no way. We just interacted with a known non-human entity. And I'm switching back and forth between these strong stereotypical emotions of people that get influenced by something negative and then throwing up more than once to gospel music. So that was a shaping moment in my investigation career too, for sure.
Yeah.
But it fascinated me. Fascinated.
That really goes to show you need to go to an investigation with people you trust, who know you, who know, because once you're in that like state of mind, you don't realize it.
Yep.
You know, and sometimes you do, and it's too late.
Yep.
And you know, you don't realize that you need to go outside, and you need to touch grass, for a lack of better term.
Exactly.
Robert,
Sorry. What were you gonna say?
Okay, you said the radio room has a radio cabinet in it, right? Like, so it's like something you would have like in a living room in the 1960s.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it's not like a radio with tubes and all that stuff.
Nope, nothing connected, just a cabinet. Yep.
All right, so that's to answer your question, Robert. It's just you know, room with a radio cabinet in it. I wonder if so you said that the little boy spirit or whatever likes to hang out in that room.
Mm-hmm. He
I wonder
does,
if it was
specifically under the table.
I wonder if it was brought from with like the cabinet, if it's attached to the cabinet for some.
Yeah, because there are a lot of props throughout the entire haunt that were donated from specific well-known haunted locations, including abandoned asylums. And people that were like, hey, this is from my home that I know is haunted. Do you want it? And they'd be like, yeah. Which I've seen is common in a lot of like haunted properties too, where people own. Yeah.
Dolls, anything that people want to bring to the cabin, want to get rid of, here, bring it here, because it brings more people for us. You know.
Yeah, like here's an extra spirit or two. Enjoy.
Yes. An extra, a free spirit from an asylum are always fun to to have around. You know, I can see. I was going to ask why you think the property is so active, but shoot, I mean, it sounds like you've got like
there's a lot of reasons.
A halfway house for ghosts.
Yeah, it really is. I know tons. I know tons about the history of the place too, obviously. But I mean, there was so much random stuff that happened there, including, oh my gosh, I think the craziest thing about the place is that during 9/11, apparently the metro in Laurel, which is pretty close by, is like a local hotspot metro. Like a lot of random routes stop there. And during 9/11, like the two main people stopped there, and there's a bank on that strip where the haunt is, where they did a transaction that day. And there was another property, like another place in that strip where they visited too. But just knowing that they were there with the intentions that they had.
Oh my gosh.
Poured into that property as well. And then I believe it was George Wallace, like a old senator or some kind of state official from Maryland, had a rally essentially in that shopping center as well. And that's where his attempted assassination happened. So, I mean, random, negative, not good happenings right near or in that property.
There is a lot of history in Baltimore, in that whole area.
Yeah.
That I think a few people know about. I think they know, of course, they know about Edgar Allan Poe. But yeah, it's fascinating because I don't know a lot about Baltimore. I know I've heard it's not a very safe city. I heard it's pretty dangerous. But you know, I don't know. What is it like? I mean, living in Baltimore do you feel like the spirits around you when you're in the city? Do you feel some kind of connection?
Sometimes it depends on where I go. Like walking through the harbor, you feel it. Because it's the harbor, it's the heart of Baltimore, you know. But for the most part, I'm very stereotypically empath in the sense that the harbor is always packed with people and I just feel the people, you know. Unless I get a specific spirit that is very obviously trying to like, hey, I can feel that you understand me, poke, pay attention. which doesn't happen often. But more than anything, I mean, wherever I've lived, I would feel it in my apartment. The past 3 places I lived in, I get them in my apartment.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah, no, I like living in Baltimore. I tell people all the time, it's mindset more than anything. It's definitely mindset more than anything. It's a friend of mine that frequents Baltimore, doesn't live here, but frequents. Mindset over everything. Having a plan, in case anything does happen.
Yeah.
But on that note too, I always tell people that could happen really anywhere you live. Like, of course, if
Yeah.
you live in the middle of nowhere, you're likely not going to get broken
Yeah.
into or something. But just knowing, like, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. For the most part, you stick to yourself. But even then, years ago, I drove Uber and Lyft overnight in primarily the city and then Baltimore County. Nothing ever happened to me, except for the stereotypical somebody almost puking in my car and then forgetting his keys, and I had to stop driving for the night, file a claim.
Right.
But that was the worst thing that ever happened,
Pain in the butt type of stuff.
Yep.
Yep.
So you said that like protection and stuff like that, spiritual protection. What when you go on an investigation, what would you recommend to someone who's going on an investigation for the first time? Like, what kind of protection would you recommend for them?
Yeah. If we're talking physical protection, I tell them to go home and buy some frankincense incense. There's tons of different kinds out there, and I think it does depend on the person too. But I always tell them, for me specifically, frankincense has been the best. Everybody and their mom thinks it's sage. I agree. White sage and Palo Santo, I have a mix of that too. That's also worked pretty well. But more than anything, the mindset. But crystals as well. I used to have an Etsy store. I shut it down solely because I just started a fourth wall shop and I want to start uploading things there. But I used to make little baggies I call them spiritual protection sets, where it was primarily a little ball of selenite, black obsidian, amethyst, sodalite. There was a few more in there, but I would always put little chips of Palo Santo and white sage leaves in there as well. And I used to carry, I would get one of those little baggies and then split them up into little teeny mini jars. I have 200 of them, literally, because for this reason. I would split them up into little jars and then keep 10 in my investigation bag. And if I had some guests that were rather freaked out, I'd be like, okay, listen, I have a gift for you. Because I've noticed, because I've noticed too that more than anything, when you put anything in somebody's hand, they take that alone as you're gifting me your safe protective energy in the form of whatever gift, in that sense, a little teeny jar of crystals and herbs as protection. And then mindset, they're like, oh, okay, yep, I have XYZ, therefore I'm protected now. Yep. So by giving them a gift, I give them that mindset of I am protected, I'm all good.
Help set their mind at ease type thing.
Exactly.
Like you said, you have something tangible in your hand and you're kind of like, oh, well, I have some of this to hold on to.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm very big on the mindset, very big on the positivity too, which is why I do the high spirit friends, or, throughout the night, if I'm addressing spirits, I say spirit friends. And I tell them exactly why too. Like at the beginning of my spiels, I always say it radiates positive energy. It kind of helps ensure that your experience, for the most part, may very well be positive. Even if you go somewhere like Laurel's House of Horror, if you go somewhere with a known negative entity, sometimes it helps. Sometimes it helps. Because like I was saying, you let the spirits know through your energy that you're there because you just want to chat with them. You just want to experience them. That's all.
Exactly. Although it's kind of hard to have a positive attitude when you go to some place called Laurel's House of Horror.
Yeah.
Like, Lord, happy,
man. Attraction. Yeah.
It does set a little bit of expectation or intention of what
exactly. Yeah. You gotta be like, all right, well, it's called Laurel's House of Horror, but let's look past that. Let's put our happy face on.
Yeah.
Tabbie, I definitely want to thank you for joining us. I just have one more question. before we let you go.
Yeah.
What is your favorite thing about being in the paranormal field?
Favorite thing, I genuinely meeting other investigators, making dear friends in this community that, we have those conversations about, hey, I've been called weird my whole life.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, me too. And then bond, and then you get into the conversation of, well, how did you get into the paranormal world? What got you interested? And you start learning about each other. And then being sensitive as well. It's, you start to pick up on them. And I had it happen the other day where I texted a friend and was like, what's wrong? She was like, what do you mean? Yes, something's wrong. So I think that's
You
fun
stalking
too.
me?
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. But honestly, the networking in the community, knowing that you are going to bond with each other because you share this massive frowned upon belief of, I love spirit interaction, and so do you. Let's chat.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We are one big family, and families fight.
Yep.
Exactly.
We have our differences, but if we all work together, I think we can make this whole paranormal world a better place.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I'd love to have you back on.
Definitely.
And we'd love to have you back on and maybe do an evidence show with us.
Yes.
That would be
that.
fun.
Love that.
That would be fun.
We will definitely have you back on to do an evidence show. Tabbie, thank you so much. Guys, everyone in the chat, thank you so much for joining us. All of Tabbie's fans, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Hope you come back and join us for
see some of our other shows.
I so will.
Yes, don't be shy. And of course, don't worry. Don't forget about Sunday night. We're talking 80s music. Join the conversation. We're putting together the Freakin Awesome playlist of our favorite 80s songs from every genre we can think of.
Yep.
Love it.
And of course, next Tuesday, we are giving out free numerology readings for you guys.
Yep.
So it's
What's in the numbers?
To be fun. First come, first serve.
Yeah.
For the
Real quick
numerology.
too. Am I allowed to share if I am speaking at an event soon?
Yes.
Yes.
To advertise.
Yes.
So I'm working on a video to advertise it. It's out in the open. It's shared on Facebook by the event page. But the Gettysburg Parajam, second ever annual event, is happening August 29th. And I will be having my first speaking event ever there to touch on the community and bringing people together and the education aspect of ghost hunting and everything. And I'm so excited.
We will share it out.
Thank you.
Gettysburg Parajam.
Yep.
That is awesome. So,
Yes,
guys, check it out. Gettysburg Parajam, August 29th, you said?
Yep.
Go see Tabbie.
Yes. Go see Tabbie and go see all the spirits in Gettysburg, guys.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
Yes.
We will see you Thursday night with Iowa Spirit Seekers, some team from Iowa. We'll figure it out when we get there on Thursday.
Yep.
I can't even talk. I'm so pumped up, guys. We'll see you Thursday. Same freaking awesome time.
Same freaking awesome show.
Same freaking awesome show. Love it.
Bye.
Bye.